Good afternoon, Yorktown. It's Supervisor Matt Slater coming to you live from Town Hall. Today is December 23rd. I want to wish everyone celebrating a very, very Merry Christmas as we continue through this holiday season. I know it's been a challenge, but I thought it was important to provide some new information that we've received from our partners on the county level. I'm going to share my screen here quickly, and I'm going to show what the new numbers look like. Here in the town of Yorktown, as this pops up, there we go. Those are the numbers. 338 active cases. That's the number that we were provided today by our partners at Westchester County. That is not the direction we wanted to be going in, clearly. This is now, and I'll show you shortly, this is now the most in northern Westchester County, in northern Westchester, of active cases. As a reminder, active cases means those who we know are contagious because they're within that 2-week window. They've had a confirmed test, and they are within that 2-week window in accordance with DOH and CDC guidelines. Again, this is on the Town of Yorktown website, so you can see all this data right here. But obviously, cumulative cases that have been confirmed for the Town of Yorktown is now at 1,952. And there are 23 new cases as of yesterday. I want to expand this one box right here because I think it's really important for everyone to see. This is the active caseload as we've seen it continue to climb here in our community. And I want to just take you through, and you can see, I want to thank Robin Steinberg, who's put this together for us, and we've continued to update it. You know, we remember the dog days of summer when we were, in a sense, panicking when we hit 20 cases, and we saw it drop all the way down to a low of 6, the good old days. And as we continued to go through this summer and come back into the fall, we saw the cases start to go up a little bit. For the month of September and October, we were really in the 20 to 30 range. And then here it is. And you can see right here, here's October 30th, we were at 38 active cases. And right after, obviously, the 30th is the 31st, which is Halloween. And we see, obviously, quite the spike as we go through those next 2 weeks. You can see also it began to level out, in a sense, right around a little before Thanksgiving. Here it is. And then, obviously, it drops down immediately following Thanksgiving. And then there it is again. You see those numbers. You see those spikes following the days of Thanksgiving. And so it's pretty clear the cyclical nature here as people gather. And I understand, again, Christmas is 2 days away. I'll be picking up hopefully my final 2 Christmas presents in a few minutes here after I complete this update. But fact of the matter remains, it's cyclical because you can see a pattern with these holidays that bring people together. And as much as we want to be together, there is an end result. And that end result, as you can see on the graph, as I said earlier, are these increased numbers. Now, I want to thank our partners in Westchester County because they have provided new material for us, and I'm going to share that with the residents as well. The new material is the updated dashboard that Westchester County has provided, and they launched this today. As a reminder, the map, as we became accustomed to during this ordeal, which was created by our friends at Westchester County, that data was used. The data they get to create that map came from New York State, from the state government. And so the problem that we began to have, as the county executive explained earlier this week, is the data that they were receiving was becoming more and more obsolete to the point where it was we were going from a day, 24 hours to 2 hours, 24 hours to 48 hours. And that data was eventually going more than 4 days old from where we actually were. And so really it was not up to date. It was not real time. And thankfully with the good work of our partners at Westchester County, they've come up with the dashboard. This dashboard, we believe, is accurate. It provides the data that we need to make responsible and smart decisions. And here, you see where the cluster zones are: Upskill, Tarrytown, as well as Worcester. But you can also see, again, I said earlier, 138. That's the most in northern Western. Everyone knows me. I want Yorktown to be number one in a lot of things, but number one in COVID cases in northern Westchester is not one of them. So we do need to be smarter. We do need more responsible, and we do need to recognize and understand that COVID's not taking the holidays off. Again, as I said earlier, as I showed with the tracker from the town's dashboard, there are consequences to our actions. And so, again, as we prepare for Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day, again, I sincerely ask our residents to be smart and be responsible with your actions. On hospitalizations, the latest hospitalization report that we heard today from County Executive Latimer was as of Monday, 367 Westchester residents hospitalized. Again, that's across the entire county. In the last 3 nights, there were 18 fatalities due to COVID. So last 3 nights, and that's for all of Westchester County. As a reminder, we here in town government, we don't get notified of any deaths within the town of Yorktown that are caused by COVID. What I can say, though, is that I have a weekly conference call with our first responders. Who I really want to take a moment to thank and share our appreciation for, especially our YVAC, our MVAC, our volunteer fire departments, and our professional fire department up in Mohegan Lake. We have a conference call as well as with the Yorktown Police Department where we share information, data. We do know that both of our both of our ambulance corps have been responding more frequently to COVID cases, both in nursing homes as well as as well as just residential homes, and of course some medical offices as well. And obviously it's growing more intense. And again, the numbers speak for themselves. So there were 18 fatalities in the last 3 nights for Westchester County. So again, very important that we continue to take all the necessary precautions. And we've said it before. You've heard me say it a million times. I know people are tired of hearing me say it. I know that the COVID fatigue is real, but just wear a mask. Number one, of course, wash those hands, the social distancing, and if you're not feeling well, please stay home. Those are the 4 basics. And I was on a conference call with Dr. Scott Hayworth and Dr. Lewis Cole of Mount Kisco Medical Group, and they emphasize the same. And we have gone through this very, very long tunnel, but there is a light at the end of that tunnel, and that's the vaccine. And the vaccine is starting to make its way into our community. I'm very happy to hear. I heard from Captain Rick Davin of YVAC that our EMS personnel here in the town of Yorktown have been scheduled to receive the vaccine over the next couple of days. And so we are starting to see that infiltration of the vaccine into our community. I spoke in detail with Dr. Hayworth and Dr. Cole about the protocols they're putting in place through CareMount to help distribute the vaccine. And it's going to be here. It's going to be here very quickly. And so we just need to hang on just for a little bit longer. We got to stay focused just for a little bit longer, because that vaccine, for those who do take it, is going to be a game changer in this fight against COVID. I do want to provide just a few more reminders. Number one, of course, our schools, they're moving over to their holiday break. But again, as we emerge from that holiday break, they are still Yorktown, Lakeland, Croton, Ossining. They are still going to be remote, at least for a few days after the break. I believe up to January 11th. As a reminder, the town of Yorktown remains in a state of emergency. We have continued to keep that state of emergency in place. And again, I think the numbers explain why. I do know that our neighbors in Croton have declared a public health emergency, again, as they've increased as well. Again, COVID is not taking the holidays off, and neither can we. Lastly, and I want to go back to the town's page here. This is a great tool. I really want all of Yorktown to make sure that you're aware of it. Again, this is right on the town's website, yorktownny.org. It's got not only does it show the numbers, but below it, there are a ton of resources, including where you can find a COVID test. This is a great one for us that I've shared with a number of people who continue to ask, where can they go for a test? You just put in your address or your zip code, and then it populates different places for you to receive a COVID test here locally. In addition, I also want to bring up the fact that there are vaccine scams that are starting to emerge. I've received this from the Yorktown Police Department earlier today. It's important to note that when it's your time to get the vaccine, you are not going to be asked to pay out of pocket for the vaccine. So anyone who calls you that says, it's your turn for the vaccine, please wire $200 or $2,000 or whatever it is to the special account offshores. Do not believe it. That is not how this is being implemented, because you will not have to pay out of pocket to get the vaccine. So just, again, please be vigilant on that as well, because, of course, the unfortunate reality is there are people looking to take advantage of this situation and take advantage of our vulnerable population. But again, I just want to reemphasize to the residents of Yorktown, the numbers speak for themselves. 338 contagious individuals that have tested positive here in our community. The last time that we had a verified number for the town of Yorktown was December 11th, and that was 251. And so in less than 2 weeks, we've gone from 251 to 338. So clearly, the virus continues to spread within our community, and I just sincerely ask the residents of Yorktown to please, I know Christmas Eve is tomorrow and Christmas Day and the holidays. Please be smart. Please be responsible. It really is that imperative. We can control this. I believe that. We've proven that before as a community that we can control the spread. But it really comes down to making smart decisions and really responsible decisions. It's not a time, right now is not a time for all those Christmas parties. And I love a Christmas party or holiday party just as much as the next person. This is just not the time to be having those, especially in your homes, because reality is that the virus is feeding off of those types of settings. And we've seen before from the state, more than 70% of the contact tracing is showing the spread of COVID-19 is in fact happening within our living rooms. It's been happening within our homes. It's called living room spread. That has been statistically proven. And so again, I just ask all of our residents, look at the number, understand that we have the highest active cases, the number one active case community in northern Westchester at this point in time. And it really comes down to us. It really comes down to making those smart decisions, responsible decisions for you, for your family, and for our community as a whole. And we're always stronger when we're united together. We're always stronger when we take action together as a community. And so I'm asking again, this holiday season, keep that in mind when you're making your decisions as to how you're going to spend your holidays. I can tell you that my family, we tend to mirror the Griswolds, one of my favorite family movies, the Griswolds. But we usually have 30 people, come into my mom's house for 2 or 3 or 4 days at a time. This year, we'll be lucky if we have 5, and we're making that conscious decision because we want to protect each other. We want to limit the spread of COVID-19, and because we also want to make sure that everyone emerges from the holiday season as healthy as can be. And so that's what we're doing. I hope, and again, I ask that the residents of Yorktown make similarly responsible decisions, and that we can continue together to do what's right for our community and for our neighbors. And with that, I do want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas, a blessed holiday season. I do want to also wish everyone a very Happy New Year. It's been a very challenging year, but we have persevered every step of the way. We persevered together. And so even though it's always darkest before the dawn, and we're seeing that here since we have the most active cases that we've ever recorded in our community to date during this difficult time, there is a light at the end of that tunnel, and it is coming with that vaccine. And so just hang on, just if you can, a little bit longer, stay focused, stay safe. I do want to, again, thank so many of our staff members, specifically Tom Ciangela, who's been with us. This is Tom. I think this is over our 60th video update. 68th video update for the community. We try to, again, provide you with as much information as possible to make those responsible decisions. I also want to thank Robin Steinberg for her diligent work on the website and for assisting us in so many different ways as we've continued to push out information, again, to the residents of Yorktown. So we're going to continue updating our tracker on a daily basis, and it will continue to reflect the accurate and verified numbers that we receive from our partners at Westchester County. I do want to thank the county executive for his diligence in getting the dashboard for the county up and running. And with that, again, as always, any new or verified information, we have continued to uphold our commitment to providing that to you, the residents of Yorktown, to make sure that you make those responsible and smart decisions for you, your family, and our community and your neighbors. So until then, stay safe, stay healthy, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and let's enjoy a very successful 2021. Thank you, Yorktown. Best to all.